Transmigrated as the female lead in a melodramatic tragedy novel, I was being forced by the male lead to donate a kidney to his childhood sweetheart. I stared at his devastatingly handsome face and gulped. Sure, but you have to sleep with me first. Pacey looked at me in shock. What did you say? I wiped the drool from the corner of my mouth, repeated my demand, and explained. Look, I'm only 25. Who knows if I'll still have a happy sex life after losing a kidney? Naturally, I have to enjoy myself first. Pacey was furious. Tang Ryuan. Jiao's life is hanging by a thread, and she even begged me not to come to you. Yet your mind is filled with such filth. Is it filth? I don't think so. Especially since I already knew Jiao was faking her illness. This world is an angst-filled novel. Pacey is the male lead, Tang Ryuan is the female lead, and Jiao is the villainous supporting character. Because of her, Pacey forces Tang Ryuan to lose a kidney, and later, due to her schemes, Tang Ryuan loses her child and her uterus before finally leaving the country in despair. Later, the truth is revealed. Pacey grovels to win her back, and she accepts him again as if she had amnesia. Is this plot even sane? I cursed the author 800 times while reading, only to wake up transmigrated as the physically and emotionally abused heroine. The story is trashy melodrama, but the male lead is genuinely hot. I want to sleep with him. Badly. Ignoring the disgust in his eyes, I reached out to touch his chest muscles. Let's cut the crap. Do you agree or not? Pacey flung my hand away angrily, looking like he'd swallowed a fly. Tonight at 9, I'll come to you. As he turned to leave, I shouted at his back. Bring plenty of condoms. Remember to take your pills. My voice was loud. Pacey turned back and glared at me furiously. After Pacey left, I immediately pulled out my phone and called Zai Jin's. He is the second male lead in the book, having saved the heroine from disaster many times. He was the perfect person to help me escape. Where are you? I'll come get you right now, Zai Jin said anxiously on the other end. Come a bit later, I replied. There was still a big battle tonight. As the instigator, I couldn't desert my post. That night, I had just packed my valuables when Pacey arrived. He lay down on the bed. Hurry up, don't waste time. He had even showered and put on cologne before coming. Sensible guy. I pounced on him and went all in. At 2 a.m., he leaned weakly against the headboard, clutching his waist. I played with his fingers. Cold white skin, slender, bony yet strong. Hard to imagine how good they felt in action. But remembering the plot about digging out kidneys and losing uteruses, the man didn't seem so handsome anymore. Drink some water. I handed him the glass I'd poured earlier. Pacey looked at me expressionlessly, then downed it in one go. Once he fell asleep, snoring, I called Zai Jin's. Come pick me up. Donate a kidney, my ass. Whoever wants to be this abused heroine can go ahead. I'm done serving. Zai Jin's arrived quickly. My eyes lit up. Phoenix eyes, pale skin, a handsome face with gold-rimmed glasses, exuding a reassuring, scholarly vibe. This second male lead also pleased me greatly. Seeing my strange walking posture as I got into the car, he asked with concern, "What's wrong?" He beat me, I feigned grievance. So this time I'm really leaving him, boo-hoo. Zai Jin's didn't suspect a thing. He settled me in a vacation villa in the suburbs of a neighboring city. No one knows about this place. You can stay here with peace of mind. I looked at him tenderly. Will you stay with me? He hesitated. I'm scared in such a big villa. Oh, okay. Compared to Pacey's explosive temper, Zai Jin's was gentle and refined, so easy to talk to. He hired 2 maids to take care of my daily needs, went to the company to handle business during the day, and rushed back to keep me company at night. It was just that he was too innocent. I hinted several times, but he never crossed the line. For the sake of the good food and housing he provided, I wouldn't hold it against him. After a month, having gained a full 8 pounds, I finally decided to go out for a stroll. I just didn't expect to find an unexpected person in the villa when I returned. Jiao was sitting on the sofa waiting for me. A red mole between her eyebrows, pale sick person makeup, and a look of calculated innocence. Although I hadn't met her, recognizing her from the book's description wasn't hard. She smirked mockingly. Didn't expect you to hide here at Brother Zai's place. Since no outsiders were present, she didn't keep up the fragile act. I sat down right next to her. She continued with a smug smile. You didn't know, right? The person Brother Zai likes is also me. The moment I said I was sick and needed your kidney, he immediately told me your location. Asi is on his way too. Sure enough, there's a reason this guy isn't the male lead. Her reminder made me realize I remembered the timeline wrong. I forgot that at this moment, Zai Jins hadn't fallen deeply in love with the heroine yet. He was just the circle's nice guy, refusing no one's request, especially since he had a friendship with He Jiao. I guess his kindness to the heroine later on was partly due to guilt. Tusk, your circle is messy. I took a big bite of an apple from the coffee table and asked He Jiao, so, between these two men, who do you like more? He Jiao frowned, evidently unsure how to answer. Let me answer for you. I put down the half-eaten apple and rested my chin in my hands, looking at her. You obviously like me more. When I was with Pei Si, you pestered Pei Si. When I came to Zai Jin's, you chased me here too. Pa, He Jiao reacted violently. If it weren't for my illness needing your kidney, who would want you? My kidney is part of me, so admit it, you love me. I love you my ass. He Jiao roared excitedly, then looked back to see the two men at the door. Her voice softened instantly. Brother Asi, brother Zai. I spread my hands at the two men. You see that? Does she sound sick to you with that lung power? But Pei Si acted as if he hadn't heard. He questioned me, why did you run? Because she's faking it. But you promised to donate a kidney to her. She's faking it, so she doesn't need a transplant. You went back on your word. Bro, I said she's faking it, can't you hear? I've already surrounded this place. You're not escaping this time. Typical angst novel male lead. He won't listen to any explanation until he's hurt the heroine thoroughly. I looked to Zai Jins for help. He avoided my gaze, refusing to make eye contact. It angered me so much I wanted to laugh. Brother Asi, it hurts. He Jiao started acting again. She strained so hard she sweated, causing her foundation to flake off in chunks. Yet the two men present seemed blind to it. Talk about forcing the plot. I wiped some saliva on the corner of my eye and started my own performance right there. Asi, it's not that I don't want to donate my kidney, it's just, I'm already pregnant with our child. He Jiao's crying stopped abruptly. All three looked at me, their gazes landing on my slightly bulging lower abdomen. Gaining weight had its perks. At least faking a pregnancy was easy. I pushed my belly out, looking instantly pregnant. Zai Jins looked shocked, while Pei Si frowned deeply. I helpfully reminded him, just that night, we did it 7 times in total. You didn't bring enough condoms, so 3 times were without protection. I counted on my fingers, not forgetting to put on a shy expression. Asi, you're really amazing. Brother Asi, you guys. You. He Jiao started shedding tears as she spoke. Anyone who didn't know better would think she was his girlfriend. Pei Si went to comfort her with heartache, then turned to shout at me, shut up, stop talking. I sensibly shut up. But the next second, Pei Si made a decision. Get an abortion. You're young, you can have more kids, but Jiao can't wait. Seeming to realize his debt to me, he added, as long as you agree, the position of Mrs. Pei is yours. People really do laugh when they are speechless. Trading a kidney for the title of Mrs. Pei, who cares? I asked the silent Zai Jins, do you also think I should abort the baby and donate my kidney to her? Zai Jins, being singled out, froze. He looked at He Jiao with some difficulty, then whispered, Ah Ryuan, I trust you wouldn't leave someone to die. If there's anything I can help with, just ask. Fine. As expected, there isn't a single normal person in an angst novel. I didn't want to waste any more breath, so I agreed on the spot. Then, under the cover of night, I slipped into Zai Jin's room. He had just finished showering, a bath towel wrapped around his waist. His pale skin had a faint flush. Looking at the lean man, I was surprised to see defined muscles. Why are you here? Seeing me, he immediately pulled the duvet to cover himself. I withdrew my gaze, sat down on the edge of his bed, rubbed my belly, and started wiping away tears. Brother Jins, thinking about how this unborn child is rejected by his biological father before he's even born. It reminds me of that little boy years ago. His mother died of a hemorrhage giving birth to him, leaving only a Dalmatian, and later the dog was thrown into the river too. Zai Jin's gaze grew intense. He asked me, so, the girl who asked someone to save my dog back then was you? I nodded vigorously. Thank goodness, I remembered this detail from the book, and wasn't mute like the original heroine. Leveraging a past favor for repayment, what's wrong with that? Zai Jin's eyes seemed misty. He said he had been looking for me for many years, then intermittently told me about his experiences over the years. Essentially how hard it was for him, an illegitimate son of a wealthy family, to get to where he was today. Getting emotional, he buried his head in my neck, tears sliding down. Seeing a handsome man cry broke my heart. I quickly reached out, first patting his back, then sliding all the way to his chest muscles, abs, and any responsible woman would undress and comfort a handsome guy in this situation. Unlike Hee Jae-jeo, who wanted the love of many men to prove her charm, I just wanted to sleep with handsome men. Tangible benefits are more real than those ethereal feelings. Around 7 in the morning, Pei-si knocked on the door. "Jins, help me look after them for a bit. I have to go to the company for something." Zai Jins gave a hum of acknowledgement. I deliberately yawned to make noise. "Oh, hiding a beauty in your golden house," Pei-si joked. I peeked at Zai Jins through the gap in the duvet. His eyes held an unreadable emotion. After the door closed again, he stepped forward and hugged me around the waist, speaking softly. "Ah, Ryuan, give me some time, okay?" He didn't say it explicitly, but I understood. He didn't want to fall out with Pei-si for me yet. As the nice guy in the circle of Beijing's wealthy second generation, his ability to defeat the legitimate son and gain the position of heir relied heavily on the support of that group of friends. The sentimentality of the night vanished with the daylight. Weighing pros and cons is a man's nature. I hooked Zai Jin's chin, forcing him to look at me. "Ah, Z, will you protect me then?" He paused, then gave an affirmative answer. "I'll immediately arrange for people to find a more suitable kidney donor for her. Don't worry, I will protect you." I smiled gently and said okay, then turned around, took a picture of the hickeys on my neck, and sent it to Pei-si. "Your good brother is wilder than you." I had blocked him long ago, but yesterday Pei-si forced me to unblock him. It worked out perfectly. Half an hour later, Pei-si returned, grabbed Zai Jins by the collar, and punched him. "She's pregnant with my child, and you damn well slept with her. Are you that desperate for a woman?" His vicious demeanor made it look like he cared about me and the non-existent child in my belly. Zai Jins picked up his knocked-off glasses and replied coldly, "So you do know she's pregnant with your child. Did you forget that when you told her to get an abortion and donate her kidney?" "That's between me and her," Pei-si roared. "I treated you like a brother and you sleep with my woman." Zai Jins sneered and retorted, "You never admitted she was your girlfriend, right?" Pei-si never admitted Tang Ryuan's status as his girlfriend in public. Tang Ryuan was a joke in their circle. But now I am Tang Ryuan, and I only like watching other people's jokes. I spat out a sunflower seed shell, walked gently up to the two of them, and put on a pitiful expression. "Pei-si, since you don't like me, let's break up. The child, I'll abort it and I'll donate the kidney too. Please, just let me and Ah Z be together. We truly love each other." Pei-si's face went black instantly. "Tang Ryuan, what do you mean?" I moved behind Zai Jins and carefully grasped his sleeve. "Ah Z, you won't despise me, right?" Zai Jins held my hand in return and said softly, "I won't." Watching us being lovey-dovey, Pei-si exploded completely. He viciously grabbed my wrist and pulled me over. "I don't agree." I didn't know if he disagreed with the abortion or the breakup. At this moment, a confused Hee Jae-jeo came downstairs and walked between the two men. "Brother Ah-si, Brother Zai, if she really isn't willing to donate her kidney to me, let's not force her. This is just my fate." She thought saying this would move them with her empathy. Unexpectedly, Zai Jin said okay, and Pei-si coldly told her not to get involved. Shocked by their responses, Hee Jae-jeo stood frozen in place at a loss. I wasn't about to let her stay out of it. I turned to Pei-si and said, "Pei-si, since Hee Jae-jeo is here today, if you like her, just say it. We're finished anyway." "Who said I like her?" Pei-si blurted out. "I only see her as a sister." "Oh, so you don't like her?" I repeated deliberately, watching Hee Jae-jeo's expression crumble. I added, "But she seems to see you as more than a brother." "Don't talk nonsense, I don't have those kinds of thoughts about Brother Ah-si. Our feelings are pure." In this situation, naturally, Hee Jae-jeo wouldn't admit it. Besides, if she admitted to liking Pei-si, what about the other fish in her pond? "It seems I misunderstood you too." I stifled a laugh and looked at Pei-si with feigned difficulty. "But what do we do now? I've already promised to be with Ozzy." Hee Jae-jeo's eyes widened. Only now did she realize why there was an argument earlier. She turned to ask Zai Jins in disbelief, "Brother Zai, why would you like her? She's pregnant with another man's child." Perhaps driven by male competitiveness, Zai Jins held my hand tighter. "I don't care." Her reminder seemed to snap Pei-si back to reality. "Tang Ryuan, I don't agree to break up. Don't you dare marry anyone else while carrying my child." Hearing "my child," Hee Jae-jeo couldn't sit still anymore. She immediately faked dizziness and abdominal pain, looking like she was about to die, finally managing to send Pei Si away. After Pei Si left, Zai Jin's also made an excuse to slip away. After all, having cuckolded his best friend, he needed to figure out how to salvage his image in the circle. I rubbed my slightly deflated belly and asked the maid to prepare some food. Full and satisfied, I received a call from He Jiao. Tang Ryuan, even if brother Zai is bewitched by you, do you really think the Zai family will accept a woman carrying a bastard? Hearing this, I guessed the woman had gone to gossip to the Zai family elders. Hilarious, I never planned to marry Zai Jin's. So when the Zai family group arrived aggressively, I was very pragmatic. 50 million, one lump sum, and I leave Zai Jin's immediately. A mere 50 million was nothing to the Zai family. After signing the agreement, old Master Zai paid up readily. I took the money and left just as readily, boarding a flight abroad. Waiting to be abused. I'm leaving first, thank you very much. But before leaving, I left Zai Jin's 2 gifts. A set of clothes stained with chicken blood. A handwritten letter. Z, I'm sorry. Even though I aborted the child, I'm still not good enough for you. So, just think of me as a bad woman who left you for money and forget me. As soon as the plane landed, Zai Jin's called. His voice was choked with sobs as he apologized. I'm sorry, I didn't protect you. Where are you? I almost laughed out loud but managed to sniffle. It's okay, but I promised your father. Goodbye. After hanging up, I promptly blocked him. Then, after a thought, I sent the photo of the bloody clothes to Pei Si. I'm sorry, I couldn't protect our child. I have no face to see you. After sending that, I put him back in the block list, deleted some boring people from the circle, and my world was instantly peaceful. I'm not playing the angst novel Heroine. I went abroad 5 years ahead of schedule, yet I still met the book's third male lead, Song Yu, the future tycoon of the chip industry, currently still a youthful international student. Are you an international student too? He struck up a conversation cautiously, introducing himself stiffly, from his hometown to his family to his major. No, I scammed a man's money and came abroad to hide from debt, I said with a smirk, then walked away. I thought that would scare him off, but a few days later, I bumped into him again. He blushed and handed me a card. This is what I've saved over the past 2 years of studying. Use it for emergencies. Seeing I didn't take it, he scratched his head awkwardly. It's not much, but I'll find a way to earn more. I raised an eyebrow at him. Don't you think I'm a bad woman? His tone was firm. You must have your reasons. No reasons. I took 50 million from that man's dad and came abroad to hide because I was afraid he'd pester me. I stared straight at him. I'm just a vain woman. Do you understand now? 50 million? He repeated in a low voice, clearly frightened by the astronomical figure. But just as I turned to leave, he chased after me and stuffed the card into my hand, his expression as determined as if he were joining a cause. Wait, I'll help you pay back this money so you can return home openly. Me? Who said I wanted to pay it back? But he insisted, so I didn't refuse. Song Yu's card had 123,563 yuan. He came from an ordinary family and saved this through frugality and various part-time jobs. Realizing he had given me his entire life savings, I smiled helplessly. According to the original plot, the heroine had suicidal thoughts after being hurt, and it was his gentle companionship year after year that helped her walk out of the shadows. But before he could confess, the male lead chased after her. In the end, he chose to step back and bless them. He never even voiced his love. Reading the book, I felt this supporting male character was unrealistic. How could someone guard another for years without expecting anything in return, only to offer a blessing in the end? After meeting him, I think I understand. Meeting him again, I asked him directly, Song Yu, do you like me? His face turned completely red instantly. He lowered his head and stammered for a long time without forming a complete sentence. Never having seen such a shy boy, I decided to tease him. Oh, you don't? Then I'll go date someone else. I do, Song Yu's face turned even redder, but he finally managed to say the difficult words. I like you. Just like that, we started dating. Song Yu had never been in a relationship. He was always careful around me. Can I hold your hand? Can I kiss you? Every time he asked these questions, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. So on a stormy night, I just pushed him down. 5 minutes later, he buried his head in my chest dejectedly, his big watery eyes full of guilt. I'm sorry, I have no experience the first time. Next time I'll definitely. I cupped his handsome face and said softly, It's okay, I'll teach you. Normally I despised useless men, but I didn't despise Song Yu. Facts proved that experience is important, and people with high IQs learn everything quickly. Among my past men, Song Yu wasn't the strongest, but he had the best eagerness to please. Once he got a taste, he stuck to me constantly, except for classes and the lab. I rubbed his head. What to do, Song Yu? I think I like you more and more. Then let's get married. He looked up, his face full of sincerity. I want to marry you. My hand froze. The past year with Song Yu had been happy, which was why I decided to continue dating, but I never thought about marriage. I don't believe feelings are eternal. My philosophy is to continue if we're happy together, and separate if we're not. Seeing I didn't answer, Song Yu sat up and gently pulled me into his arms. It's okay, we're still young, no rush. Since that day, he hadn't mentioned it again, but I accidentally found a diamond ring under the pillow. It was exactly my size. My heart moved slightly, but I chose to put it back and pretend I hadn't seen it. Just then, I picked up a call from an unknown number. A familiar voice came through. Tang Ryuan, you really know how to hide. It was that lunatic Pacey. I hadn't seen him in over a year, but I still remembered his voice. I'm sending you an address. If you're not there in half an hour, I'll go find your little boyfriend and expose your true colors. I'll let him know what a hypocritical woman you are. After hanging up, I put on exquisite makeup before slowly heading out. I went to see Pacey not because I was afraid of his threat, but simply because I wanted to see him. Pacey stubbed out his cigarette, looked me up and down, and sneered. A few minutes walk took you an hour. You were delayed putting on makeup. It seems you still can't forget me. In terms of narcissism, Pacey was indeed miles ahead. I sat down opposite him, flipped my hair, and smiled. You traveled thousands of miles to come here. You haven't forgotten me either, have you? Why did you abort our child back then? Pacey's tone shifted, his face turning sharp. Did you know that to keep that child, I was looking everywhere for a kidney donor suitable for Jiao Jiao? I smiled. Then you must not have found one, right? She hasn't had a transplant and is still fine today. Have you still not realized she was faking it? Pacey froze. I continued. Has her illness been diagnosed anywhere other than her family's hospital? Watching his face turn black then white, I slowly built up my emotions. Actually, what happened with Zai Jin's back then was an accident. I drank too much that day and mistook him for you. I wanted to explain later, but right after you left, he Jiao snitched to old Master Zai. They came aggressively, and I had no choice but to. I squeezed out 2 tears. See, I still often dream of a child calling me Mom. I failed him, and I have no face to see you again. I was an outstanding graduate of the acting department before transmigrating. I had the skills to bluff. Pacey held my hand. It wasn't your fault. I will get justice for you. Come back with me. We can't go back. Seeing you reminds me of the unborn child. See, let's not meet again. I pushed his hand away, eyes brimming with tears. Besides, I'm getting married. The wedding is next month. You'll wish me well, right? While Pacey was stunned, I fell into a warm embrace. Song Yu, who had arrived at some point, held me tightly. On the 9th of next month, Mr. Pei, remember to come drink to our happiness. Pacey didn't speak, but his face was ugly when he left. After all, he had intentionally called Song Yu over to expose my true colors to his face. But he didn't expect that I hadn't hidden a single thing about my past from Song Yu. Song Yu knelt on one knee, took out the ring, and put it on me, looking emotional. Ryuan, you're finally willing to marry me. I nodded, slightly stunned. Fine, having a wedding to completely shake off that lunatic ex was good too. The wedding was rushed. Song Yu brought his parents over from China. After much bustling about, the wedding arrangements were finalized. I drafted a prenuptial agreement. At any time after marriage, if either party proposes divorce, for any reason, the other party cannot refuse. When Song Yu held the agreement, the expression on his face was complicated. He said, I will treat you well for a lifetime. I said, I never believe in empty promises. I didn't want to be bound by marriage. I wanted to leave myself a way out. Song Yu stopped talking and signed quickly, only working harder that night, leaving me with an aching back. On the day of the wedding, I wasn't surprised at all to see Pacey and Zai Jin's attending in full formal wear. Because before this, I knew they had learned part of the truth, that he Jiao faked her illness solely to break up Pacey and me, and that she flirted with different men while keeping them in the dark. A classic White Lotus. I heard she was collectively condemned by the circle, and her family's business was affected, currently nearing bankruptcy. Have you thought it through? Pacey looked down at me. This man's background is ordinary. He might not be able to give you what you want, but I can. It seems you don't know what I want. I interrupted him. What I want is just a pure relationship, a quiet life together. When I loved you back then, all you gave me was endless suspicion and disgust. I spoke with such sincerity, I almost believed it myself. I'm sorry. Pacey, always arrogant, actually apologized for the first time. I waved my hand. It's okay, it's all in the past. If you feel guilty, just give a bigger cash gift. Pacey waved his hand and gifted me a manor in the US, declaring that if I ever needed help, I just had to ask. Probably because the plot didn't unfold with the original torture. Without so much ups and downs of dog blood drama, he let go quite easily. When he's not being physically and emotionally abusive, this lunatic ex isn't too bad. I was very satisfied. If not for the crowd, I would have dragged him to become sworn siblings. Zai Jins looked at me with deep affection, hesitating to speak, but finally only said, "Happy wedding." Regarding this second male lead, slept with him but didn't love him, I didn't have much emotion, just calmly replying with a thank you. Thank you for letting me sleep with you back then, and thank you for your dad's money, which let me live a very comfortable life without working. Zai Jins was generous now too, giving an 8-figure gift, leaving Song Yu's parents stunned. Song Yu helplessly had to lie to his parents, saying my grandfather was a Korean chaebol. Late at night, when only the two of us remained, he pulled me into his arms and sighed. They came to me yesterday, saying if I didn't treat you well, they'd snatch you back. Their conditions are better than mine, you're losing out by marrying me. I blinked at him, so. He suddenly raised a hand and swore with utmost seriousness, I will definitely work hard to give you a better life and treat you doubly well. I won't give them a single chance. Just as sentimentality was about to take over, I remembered a quote. Don't presuppose spending a lifetime with someone, just interact naturally. Fate takes us where it takes us, love has its own destiny. So I pulled his hand down and smiled. Let's talk about the future later. Tonight, let's get down to business. Beautiful scenery, beautiful times, let's not waste them.